Galactic Rainbow Tarot. Thank you for tuning in today, and this is a requested reading about V and Jungkook from BTS, and it's about their friendship, the dynamics of their friendship, because I think some people think there's been some sort of rift, so I don't know what's going on. So I'm just going to attempt to find out any messages that I can. So we'll just crack on with that then and see what we get. So messages about V and Jungkook, their friendship. V and Jungkook from BTS, from the Korean pop band, the K-pop band BTS. Do V and Jungkook speak? Do they get on well? Or have they had a rift? Are they not speaking? Please send us messages about the dynamics of their friendship, relationship. How are they doing? How do they work together on and off? How do they get on together on and off the spotlight? Are they still friends off stage? Jungkook and V, messages that we're allowed to know about Jungkook and V. So let's see what we get about these two. So I have no idea what's going on there. I must say, you fans are very perceptive. So, oops. There we go. And I'm going to put these to one side somewhere. I'll straighten the cards up. Oops, they're jumping about. Right, so let's see what the first card is. And the first card is the Strength card. That's nice, with a lion on it there. So what am I getting with this? So what I'm getting is V and Jungkook. Yeah, so at the moment this is about V, and I get why the lion's here, because V actually helped Jungkook to become strong, as shown in this card, the strength of this lion here. So, and you know, to find his confidence more, and sort of, it's about self-love as well, to be less critical of himself and sort of love himself more. So he gave him the courage to have strength, V did to Jungkook, because years ago when they first started as a band, it was Jungkook who was very shy, and it was V who helped him come out of himself, and this is how their friendship started. So it's like the shy person here who turned into the confident lion who found his strength, and V helped him do that. If it wasn't for V, he would still be shy. So that's good. I feel that V showed him how to have the courage to be confident enough to go out in front of the crowds and shine and do his best, and not just sort of tremble. So Jungkook, after that, you know, since then, has looked up to V as his hero, because V was the one who spent time guiding and mentoring him about this and showing him the way. And you know, Jungkook has now come through these difficult times of shyness and lack of confidence, and it's all because of V, and he can now really just rely on himself and his own inner strength to solve any problems. He doesn't need V to do that anymore. He's his own strong man now, but it is thanks to V. So this next card is the Five of Swords. So this card relates to, I think, V being defensive. I feel he became very annoyed with a small section of people who were shipping him and Jungkook because of their close friendship, and I can see why. I feel like he told them in no uncertain terms that him and Jungkook are not gay and to stop spreading rumours. So because this is not nice, this saying these things, it's upsetting. So what I'm getting is all the shipping gossip about V and Jungkook. It not only isn't true, but it's angered V a lot, and Jungkook wasn't very pleased either, although he kept quiet about it while V fired back, and they both felt very disrespected, and I'm not surprised. But I think the thing is, how this all came about was these two in the past have had a fun sort of bromance, but now they're afraid to show that, because they used to show that about being close, doing things together, patting each other on the back, going places together, you know. But they're afraid of ridicule now. So, you know, just because they hug each other, or they did in the past, doesn't mean anything. And I feel that V sees Jungkook like a little brother, and Jungkook kind of looks up to V because he helped him get rid of his barriers and brought him out of his shell. So that made them very close, but it caused this silly gossip. I also think that they may have said things in the past like, I love you, bro, but it's just a friendship thing. Just like saying, I'm there for you, bro, is basically what's been going on. You know, also I see that they have written a lot of songs all about their interest in girls. So they are singing to their fans through their songs that they like females and not males. So I think it's clear enough. So the next card is the Hanged Man. Hope you can see that. So I feel they have now decided to view things from a different perspective. They're trying their best to see past all this gossip, and they're waiting until it all dies down. I feel like this affected V the most, and although Jungkook wasn't happy about the rumours, he has become more spiritual these days and can go within and sort of meditate and switch off. And it takes him away from the dramas, and it helps him more, and he needs that because he's quite emotional, but he can deal with things better now. So then we have the Seven of Swords. So I do feel V and Jungkook have decided to be cautious because of all this drama and gossip. They don't know who they can trust anymore, and this is a sad thing that fame brings to people. And they are reluctant to show any signs of their friendship on camera or on stage now, just because of the people who were making up these shipping rumours about them. After all, they became victims of a bit of a nasty gossip, which just put more stress on them, and they do have enough stress anyway, these K-pop groups, with all their practicing and travelling, and they don't get much sleep or rest. But I think they now realise that these people were just trying to sabotage their reputation, and they felt betrayed, and this happens, you know, unfortunately, when you're in the fame trap, which BTS are. I think a lot of stars are subject to this sort of thing. they're always getting untrue rumours about them, but unfortunately they have to learn to live with it and switch off from it. So I suggest they just switch off from it and ignore it. So this is the Ace of Swords. But the messages I'm getting are Jungkook and V have the self-discipline and determination to overcome all this, because their friendship and they do have a good bond, you know, it gives them strength. Yeah, so it goes back to that inner strength again. So they've put their heads together type of thing and come up with a sort of a new plan about this, and have decided just to put it all behind them and forget about it. So away from the spotlight, I still see them still singing together and having a good friendship bond. You know, I think they're some of the youngest in the group. They're the younger members of the band. You know, and these two, Jungkook and V, used to be the wild ones when they were younger. But now they're older. They've kind of matured and calmed down a bit. But I do feel they're still good friends. It's just their friendship has matured and they're not teenagers anymore, jumping over each other and clowning about. They can just now say things calmly to each other, or nod to each other, and they know kind of what each other's talking about. It's just matured. But I still think they do things like train together, maybe do kickboxing. They do things, but they don't have loads of time anyway. And if they didn't get on, they wouldn't be able to stay with 7 of them in a band like this. It would split. They can't have arguing and people not talking, or a proper split between people in the band. So I really don't feel, I feel they are still friends. The next card is the Fool. This relates to V and Jungkook are about to enter a new phase in their friendship, because other members of BTS are going to help them with their personal growth over this, you know, and I'm talking about the past rumours that upset them. So that it will be easier to leave the past behind, because you can imagine how their families felt about the rumours going about all over social media. So I can see why V was so upset. Jungkook was as well, but he dealt with it in his own way. So that will be easier, you know, it will be easier now for them to put the past behind them. And I think this will lead them to act sort of very differently towards each other when on stage or on photo shoots, so that no one can accuse them of being gay or anything. They don't want to seem close now, but they do still have their friendship. And they're kind of annoyed that people would even say these things. So they're going to be careful now, which is a shame. That they can't act naturally because of made up gossip. So I think this is what the fans are picking up on. They are acting different because Big Hit are watching them, and you know, are always expressing that they don't want any scandals. I feel like these two formed a special bond because they basically grew up together within the band. They were away from their families and aren't allowed to see like their families and friends that often. So they formed a brotherly bond in the band, and so that's what people saw, but some people interpreted it the wrong way. I do feel that they're kind of similar and have a lot in common. you know, they've also been through a lot of challenges together. And like I say, V helped Jungkook with his shyness and everything. He helped him with gaining confidence. So yeah, they have formed a deep emotional bond because they started as kids and now they're adults and they've spent all that time together as close friends. But you know, it's just a more grown-up version of what they had when they were younger, their friendship, because they no longer depend on each other as much because they're older and they're grown men. So they can both stand on their own 2 feet now. So they're just showing that as well. So instead of going to each other about everything that goes on in their personal lives, they try to deal with it on their own now. You know, like men type of thing. I think this is what's going on, but they don't want to show a closeness as well because they don't want to be shipped together. So the next one is the Four of Wands. So I feel this relates to having some time for rest and reward after they've been working so hard on their music. This is also a positive card about their friendship and their commitment to it. So they're still committed to their friendship. I do feel Big Hit started what they thought was some good publicity and entertainment for the fans about V and Jungkook's friendship, but they didn't expect it to go that far. And they didn't expect those rumours. They were just putting it across about the friendship changing between V and Jungkook because they have matured. But people started shipping them and Big Hit weren't very happy about that either. So they didn't like it that things got out of hand. They didn't intend that to spark any rumours, but it did. So now I feel like they're advising V and Jungkook to play down their friendship, to kill off any gossip. You know, but I feel like Big Hit can't have it both ways, you know. So they've got to try and allow more privacy for BTS members, I think. So the next card is Three of Pentacles. So I feel like V has been Jungkook's mentor because they are like-minded people. And that is really how their friendship started. Also, you know, you have to remember that self-isolation and the COVID epidemic has affected a lot of people, and it has affected them too. They can't get on with their careers like before and are separated from their families too, like a lot of people. And that's enough to put anybody on a downer. And then when you get people shipping them as a couple, you know, that's just like the last straw. So these are some things to consider as well. But they are still managing, you know, to get on with their teamwork. And they are very creative when they're together. So V and Jungkook gel very well together, you know, when they're working. And they're still close friends off the spotlight. I think at a time like this, all members of BTS are pulling together to help and support each other through these times. Because they're in their own bubble together. But I do still think that Jungkook and V are, you know, they are close friends and they do care about each other as friends only. I also think that V, you know, has two best friends. You know, I feel that he's best friends with Jimin as well. So he's close friends with Jungkook, and he's also best friends with Jimin. So, and a lot of people have more than one best friend. And so I think he's got two best friends, Jungkook and Jimin. So there's no need to worry about them. They are still good friends. And I feel that, you know, they have a lot of respect for each other, and their friendship is changing and maturing with them, which has helped them grow as people. So I just feel like things are okay. So I don't think there's any need to worry. They are still close friends. So anyway, I'm going to leave it there. I hope you enjoyed it, and thank you for watching, and I'm looking forward to seeing you in the next reading. Bye for now.